Tonight, what do you expect from your team?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I expect our team to come out hot again. I think we did a good job of adjusting to how they play. Like I said before, their strength is how hard they work, and I don't normally read quotes from other teams, but since I played with them last year, I was kind of curious to see what they were thinking, and it was all the stuff that I expected. They're gonna want to get on the forecheck because that's their bread and butter, and they're gonna bring in their work ethic's gonna be a lot higher. I remember reading some stuff saying they thought that we outworked them, or that's what Roddy might have said, and so obviously the message in there is they're going to buckle down, and I was in that room, and I know what's going to come. So if I can help the guys understand that it's going to be a tough game, and it's going to probably be a full 60-minute game to win this one.
Brendan, how is your role different with the Devils than maybe the previous teams you've been in?
Well, I mean, as in last year, I can speak for the last 2 years, because it's as fresh as it can be. But last year with Carolina, it was a much more veteran group, an older group, and the bus was kind of run by a guy like Jordan Staal. So me as a vocal leader didn't have to be as vocal or give things as much, because what am I going to say over Jordan, who's seen it all, and he knows everything. So I think for myself with this team is taking things that I've heard from guys like Jordan, players like when I was playing with like McDonough, and then with some legends I got to play with the Red Wings, and then help guys see what I have seen in the past, and then for myself, just for my game, is just be just like how I've always been, physical and competitive, and compete on every buck. And I think the biggest thing when playing Carolina is it's all about 50-50 battles with them, and if the more you win them, I think we'll have the puck more, and I thought we did a good job of that last game, so that's kind of the emphasis.
Do you find yourself speaking in a similar voice as guys like Zetterberg in the previous league?
Well, I mean, I definitely don't have that resume.
No, I'm not saying resume,
but I use what they told me.
Yeah.
I don't know if the guys will listen to me as much as I probably listen to guys like Zetterberg, but all I can do is give them what I've learned and do my best there. But I mean, my NHL journey has been great because I've had people like that, and they've helped mold me to the player I am today. And I think guys do listen because they know what I've gone through and who have taught me how to play this game and what I've seen. And yeah, I would love to be as good as those legends and be up but I think I can still spread the message and pay it forward like they did for me, and that's kind of what I've been doing.
You've had to adapt a lot of times in your career. What has this postseason been like for you? Sitting out for younger players and being expected to come in and contribute this time.
Yeah, it's tough. Don't get me wrong. I want to play every game. I'm a competitor, and I want to help the team win. And especially when you're playing your old teams, like it's just that much more emphasis on getting in the lineup. But like you said, like I've been there where I try to help the younger guys basically take my job and help them learn how to become a good pro, and I went through that. I learned how to play forward too. Like it's been an interesting journey for myself, but I think what I've taken out of that more than anything is that just keep coming and bring what I have is an upbeat personality, a vocal leader, a competitor, and when I can do that, I think it helps maybe drive us in a certain way. I just want to help the team win. I don't care what it is, and I think you guys have seen that, where it's forward or it's from the press box or out on the ice. I'll do whatever it is to win, and sometimes it's not pretty, and sometimes it can be, and I just you never know, because this game is very tricky to win, and you start hearing all these people. It's the hardest trophy to win. The Stanley Cup it's an incredible playoff run, and it's so hard to get there. You need some bounces your way to win it all, and for us, we're a young learning group, and I think every series we're getting better.
Sorry, Bruce. You go first.
What's your message to the fans tonight in terms of what they can see from the Devils, what they can expect to see in a game here where you're playing down 2 games to 1?
Well, I think they're going to get what they got last game. I think it was exciting. They were buzzing. I love when our fans are our seventh man. It helps us a lot, and it was tough against the Rangers because it almost felt that if the Rangers scored, we were away, and then if we scored, we were home. So it was kind of an interesting feeling with that. But last game, it was humming, and we love having our fans like that. We're going to come out and give everything we got, and that's all we can leave it, and then be able to look ourselves in the mirror at the end of the day. And I'm sure that the fans have our back because they've had it all year, and it's actually been so much fun for myself to see what the Devils fans are like, and I'm honored to be able to play here.
Seen a lot in this league. So what impressed you most about what Luke was able to do in his first playoff game?
Yeah, like you come in with that much skill, it's impressive. He skates. I was saying this earlier. His brothers, him, they all skate better than 90% of the NHL players, and that's incredible as your first couple games, your first season or half season, whatever you want to call it. There's areas that he'll just learn from playing more games, and he'll continue to get better. The sky's the limit with him, but to come in and kind of look the part is really impressive. It's a second-round playoff series against a tough team. He can skate away from players. There's not many people that can do that, and that's something you can't teach unless you've been doing it your whole age. Since you're a young guy, and you got to tip your hat to their parents.
Has he used you as a sounding board? I mean, he's got his brothers in the league. You know?
I mean, he's got his brothers. There's things that like I was able to during the game just hey, be aware of this or whatnot. Maybe that's just because I know Carolina as well. But yeah, I'll be there to give him some tips here and there. He wants to learn. He wants to be great. I feel like it's the same with Jackie. Like they want to excel and be elite players. Think about when Jackie wanted to break the point record. Like that's he was driven, right? And I feel that is the same with Luke. I think for a defenseman, it's a little bit harder because you got to kind of feel out the game and understand where to take your jumps and or pinches and whatnot. It's a little bit more difficult in that sense, but like I said, the sky's the limit for him.
Your coach was known as a tough player. Your team developed a bit of his toughness.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of toughness. I think toughness is a funny word. People kind of characterize it as fighting or whatnot. I characterize it as being able to make the hard play, whether it's take a big hit to make the play, make sure you're getting your bumps, and he preaches that. So that's a big thing. I think you cannot win the Stanley Cup without physicality, regardless. I know that fighting is going out of the game a little bit. I don't know if it will totally go out. I don't think it should, in my perspective, but that's my opinion. But you need some physicality to get to the finals, and you got to get your bumps in because it puts you in a good position both offensively and defensively.
Was Jack's penalty kind of a boost to the team?
It was Jack's penalty. Like the wrestle, the fight there?
What it was definitely something.
Yeah, well, like I know what Aho's doing on the other side. He's trying to create. He's probably trying to hurt Jack too, right? And he's trying to get under our skin, and he's one of the most competitive people I've ever played with. So I know that he's not just rolling over, and things happen. I mean, it's the game of hockey, but the fact that Jack doesn't back down, it shows you that he's tough mentally.
Thanks for that.
Thanks.
Yeah. So game 4, down 2-1. How do you expect your club to respond, Jack?
Yeah, played really good game 3, so gonna match that energy and play the same way. We know they're gonna come out harder and play better, so we gotta play the same way we did and probably bring it up a step.
What does bringing it up a step look like to you guys?
Yeah, bring our skating legs, be ready to go right from the get-go. So we liked our game, and we know we got better. So yeah, we feel good with where we're at.
Looking back, what was the most impressive aspect of what Luke was able to do in his first game?
Yeah, it was good. He moved pucks. He got up the ice, showed his skating, and helped our forwards get up the ice quicker just by moving it. So that was a good first game out of him, and we're hoping he brings even better tonight.
There's so much attention and excitement for it. What was the last day and a half been like for him and you?
Pretty simple. I mean, you're in a playoff series, so you don't want to get too bogged down after a loss or too happy with the group or the team after a win. So, yeah, just pretty normal and just gearing up for the next game.
Jack, what do you expect from this crowd tonight, and how impactful have they been for this run you've had in the playoffs?
Yeah, we're expecting a really good crowd again tonight. So we love playing at home and feeding off that energy, but. It's important what we do in the locker room because we know Carolina is going to be ready to go tonight.
Jack, you just spent some time talking to Brendan Smith, and obviously we know he's got a voice and he wants to use the voice a lot. What has he meant to you guys, especially through this playoff run now, in terms of that voice?
Yeah, I mean, he did a really good job coming in last game after not playing for a little while, and he came in, brought a lot of energy, and was physical and did what he does. So. When he's been in the lineup, he's been good for us, and we're looking for him to have another good game tonight.
What about his voice, though, in the room and his experience? Has it helped, just to have a guy who's been through as much as he's been through?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously been around for a while, and we got a lot of guys. We got Palat, Holla, Tatar, Smith, obviously. Even Dougie. A lot of guys who have played in the playoffs and been around for a while. So those are good guys to lean on for sure.
Jack, you were confident as a team that you could come back in the series, and you won the last game. But what did winning do to add to the confidence, or what did you learn?
Yeah, just adds a tally to the win column for us. You can have all the confidence in the world, but you got to go out there and win the games too. So we did a good job of getting back in the series for Game 3, and now Game 4 is all about tying it up and going back to Carolina with a tied series.
How driven are you and your teammates to get to the conference final?
Yeah, we're obviously, we want to get there, but we got to take it one game at a time and just, like I said, worry about evening the series up, and then we'll go from there.
When Lindy goes 11-7, obviously it impacts your ice time. You get more ice time. How did that impact, do you think, Game 3, and can it continue to do that, especially against a team like that? I know they don't get the matchups on the road as they do at home, but just they have that type of style of play where they like to match up with others.
Yeah, we got some horses in our locker room, so it kind of lets them go a little bit more. Just you're kind of playing every third shift and with a rotation in there, and obviously it's harder for them to match up even when they are on the road. They can still look over and see what's going on, but. Like I said, we got some horses, and might allow the horses to get going a little bit more with just a few more shifts and maybe a few more ozone plays.
I'm sure you're looking forward to this opportunity here to try and even out the series. What do you sort of just take from what you want your team to accomplish tonight?
Well, I really want them to build off the energy and really the compete we had last game.
What kind of fire do you expect the Hurricanes to come out with tonight?
Well, I think the same fire that we had to come out after, our disappointing Game 2 in their building where they took it to us. So I fully anticipate that their game's going to look a lot different.
Lindy, Ryan Graves is on the ice. Is he good to go for tonight? Is he an option for you?
Right now, we'll see how the skate goes, but if things go well, he could be an option, yeah.
Do you, regardless of option, no option, do you feel like you're going to stick with 11-7?
I do, yeah.
You talked a lot about puck control after the last game. What are you looking for in that regard here going forward?
Again, to hang on to pucks, under duress, protect pucks. I thought we did a lot better job in the offensive zone of skating on pucks. Instead of giving it away, hang on to it, force the opposition into playing you. If you can beat them one-on-one, you can create an opportunity. Defensively, the same thing. Get back, work for each other, get first touch, use each other, support each other. Just stay connected, and if we have it, they got to chase us.
What are the advantages of an 11-7?
Just more playing time for your top 9 players. I think this is a time of year where, you're every other day. You're really not practicing hard. You're just worried about playing the game, and everybody from Palat to everybody else, minutes can go up, and you got to really put the game in their hands.
Lindy, they're a good team, shorthanded. Devils witnessed that the other day. Some oddities to it, but do they do anything that other teams don't that you have to guard against? And did you see anything in the last game that just you had to correct?
Well, again, they are very good shorthanded. They're very good at anticipating. We tried a couple hope plays, which obviously they picked off the first one. The next one we just got skated by. You can't let that happen 5-on-5, let alone happen 5-on-4. So we've moved on from that. We know that it's something that we didn't like, something that we have to be a lot better, and we have to anticipate the pressure. We talked about it at practice yesterday. We've shown video on it, but at the same time, your power play can't be scared to make plays.
What feedback have you gotten about the 11-7 players?
I don't ask for feedback.
Just to clarify, Luke Hughes stays in if it's 11-7 still?
Luke Hughes is going to play tonight, correct.
How proud are you of this team's defensive intensity? I mean, I've asked you questions about that all season, and I guess tonight.
It really, if you're going to succeed, and I think that, we push them out of their comfort zone. Yeah, they're one of the best defensive teams, and all of a sudden you're able to put some numbers. I mean, I said before the game I thought it was going to be a 2-1-3-2 type of game, but if you can push the lead a little bit, it forces a lot of risk into the other team's game, and then you get more opportunities. If you take advantage of those opportunities, the numbers can go up. If you ask me what tonight's game is going to look like, I'm going to say it's probably going to look like 2-1-3-2 again.
Does this team develop your identity as a player a little bit?
I think we set out to be a lot better defensive team this year, and we are. Do we make mistakes? We still do, but overall we knew that if we were going to be a playoff team at the start of the year, there was a lot of areas of our game that had to get better, and that was one of them.
You spoke the other night a little bit about Brendan Smith and the value he brings to this team, not just what he can do on the ice, but really off the ice too. Is that magnified at this time of the year with a veteran player like that?
Well, you look at, we've got a lot of inexperienced playoff players. There's fake intimidation in the game. There's real intimidation. There's verbal intimidation. There's any edge you can try to get in a playoff game, some of our guys have to live through. And some of our guys have to start to learn to laugh at it. I think when you've got a guy like Brendan who's been through that war, has battled through those situations, knows that there's nothing to fear inside a game. I thought games 1 and 2, we didn't match their intensity. We didn't match their will, and I thought in game 3 we exceeded what I thought we'd get to.
Is that sort of maybe the beauty of having him too, because you don't have to use him every game, you use him when you need that?
Well, I think at the same time we knew there would be growth out of some of our young guys. We knew there'd be growth out of Kevin Ball. You look at the 13-game winning streak we're on, Brendan Smith was a big part of it. I think he played every game. And at the same time, he kept the right frame of mind, knowing that, he came out of the lineup, a young guy went in. That's hard for a veteran player. At the same time, you look at what he added to our game in Game 3, and, I don't think a lot of people notice it, but it's something that was very valuable to us.
Lindy, round 2, Game 4 in your own building. How much are you looking forward to this opportunity and this challenge?
I think it's something, we already talk with the players. If you'd say the start of the year you're down 2-1, you get Game 4 in your building, we'd say bring it on.
Game 2 was very frustrating for your players. Do you feel that they used that the right way in Game 3? And is it important to keep some of that for Game 4?
Yeah, I think it is a lot of what we used. We learned a lesson. And if you can learn from the lesson and adjust right away, and your will goes up and your compete level goes up, I think our players understand with every game what the playoffs are like. I think they understand what a Game 7 is like now. Starting on the road, and we didn't play our best hockey. They understand that now, what that means. That means how hard you have to work in Games 3 and Game 4 to get back in a series.
You've seen every goaltender play in the series, and you look around the league, there's been just about, I think, 30 goalies played so far in the postseason. Is that a trend? I know obviously you need goalies in the regular season, 2 goalies, 3 goalies, whatever it is. But is this something that we're going to start seeing, 2, 3 goalies for each team in the playoffs getting starts?
Well, I think if you look at the goalie has the most pressure of any player on the ice. And when you get the big saves, he's kind of the hero. If one bad one goes in, he's the first guy you look at. You look at all the goalies around the league. You look at the last Dallas game. You watch hockey. You watch goalies coming in, going out, goalies getting hurt. You need more than one goalie. I said this yesterday. We've had 3 goalies that have helped us get to this point, and I think we're going to just need all of them.
One more for you on Brendan. What is the value added for you in Game 3? On the ice?
Just a fearless veteran guy that in the room understands how hard it is, and just he's a constant voice where the guys have a lot of respect for him.
Does the coach feel any pressure?
I think the coach always feels a little pressure. You're looking at a game that can turn the series, even the series. You look at the preparation that goes into it, and I think once you're prepared, you feel pretty good about it. But you got to know that your opponent's a real good hockey team, and that they're going to bring something big. So yeah, I think you always feel a little bit.
Lindy, is there a chance you go to Blackwood, and what have you seen from him since that last game?
I'm not commenting on goaltending.
Coach, you talked about the experience of the playoffs with the older players. Is it a matter of the younger players watching them, or do they have conversations?
I'm not going to say younger. I'm going to say inexperienced playoff players. We have players that have had 3-4 years of playing hockey now in the league. That is regular season experience. You need, until you live the playoffs, I think some of our guys would be the first to admit, wow, different animal. The way you feel after, how you deal with emotions after a loss, how you deal with them after a win. All that is different.